now.
Hey gang, so it's Thursday, we're back for another workout. Today's gonna be a little bit faster paced, higher intensity, so I hope you guys are ready. So for the warm up, you're gonna do 6 minutes of continuous movement, just nice and easy. Your 3 movements are gonna be 3 inchworms, 8 lunges, 4 per leg, and then 5 T-spine openers per side. I'm gonna demonstrate all the movements after we're done going through the workout and the warm up, so don't worry if you haven't heard of anything. And then so for the first part of the workout, it's something called death by burpees. Again, sounds very ominous and scary, but it's not, I promise. We'll go into more detail once we're done going through it. But as soon as you get done with that and you get as far as you can, you're gonna rest for 5 minutes, and then you're gonna do as fast as you can push-ups and either V-ups or sit-ups. And the rep scheme for that is gonna be 30, 20, and 10. So it's gonna be a descending ladder where you do 30 push-ups, 30 V-ups, 20 and 20, 10 and 10, and then you're done. Once you're done with that, the last part of the workout is a little leg burner. You're gonna do 10 minutes. Every minute, you're gonna do 30 seconds of wall sits. So again, we're gonna demonstrate all the movements from the warm-up all the way through the workout, so hang tight. Okay, so for the warm-up, we're gonna start off with inchworms. So in inchworm, you're gonna start with your feet underneath your hips, nice and tall, slight bend in your knee, and you're gonna reach down, keeping your legs nice and straight as far as you can go, and then you're just gonna slowly walk your hands out, feeling a nice stretch through the backside of your legs, coming into a nice plank, and then walking your hands back as far as you can, and standing all the way up. If you need to, you can bend your knees a little bit to get down, and then you're gonna wanna straighten your legs as you get towards your plank. And then walk your feet back up, or walk your hands back up, and stand up. So for the lunges, again, just getting into a nice lunge, alternating legs, 4 on each side. And then for the T-spine openers, you're gonna come onto your hands and knees. You're gonna place one hand behind your head, and with your elbow, reach to your forearm, and open up towards the sky. So you're trying to twist through your upper back, and feel a nice stretch through the middle of your back and your T-spine. So there's your warm-up, 6 minutes continuous, nice and slow through that. Get after it. Okay, so hopefully you're done with your warm-up, you feel nice and good. So for the first part, like we said, death by burpees. So the way this is gonna work is you're gonna start a clock, and that first minute, you're gonna do 1 burpee. Then you're gonna rest the remainder of the minute. When the clock hits the next minute, you're gonna do 2 burpees. When the clock hits the next minute, you do 3 burpees, and so on and so forth. So from 0 to 1 is 1, from 1 to 2 is 2, 2 to 3 is 3 reps, so on and so forth, okay? So it starts off kind of slow with a lot of rest, and you think it's gonna be fine. And then towards the end, as you build in time, you're gonna have to do more and more and more within each minute. So it does get faster, so that by the end, you should be trying to sprint through as many reps as you can to try to complete them all within that 1 minute, all right? So if you get to minute 14, you're trying to do 14 reps before you get to minute 15, all right? And so the workout's done when you can't get all the burpees in to that 1 minute, all right? So when you're done, that's when you're gonna rest your 5 minutes and then do that second part, okay? But first I wanna show you a good burpee. So a good burpee, what you're gonna do is you're gonna stand up nice and tall. You're gonna come down to the ground into a push-up position. You can either take a step back, down, and jump up. You can jump back and step up, or you can jump back, jump up, okay? I know some of you guys are in apartments, okay? So when you come up to the top of the burpee, if you can, want a nice little jump and clap over your head, but if you guys are high up, it's totally fine to just stand up and then go back down, okay? A couple things we don't wanna do is, if we come into our burpee here, we don't wanna worm our way up, right? We wanna be in a nice push-up position. So if that means you have to do a push-up from your knees, that's totally fine. So if you come to my knees, I can hop, or I can come up and step and stand all the way up, all right? Hold yourself to a good standard. They should be good burpees every time, okay? Hopefully those burpees went okay, and hopefully you made it through all right. So you should be at your 5 minutes of rest. So the next part that's coming up is once your 5 minutes of rest is over, again, it's gonna be your reps of push-ups and V-up or a sit-up. So the rep scheme for that is 30, 20, 10. So you can do 30 push-ups, 30 V-ups, 20 and 20, 10 and 10 like we said before, okay? To review a push-up, what we wanna do is when we come into a nice plank position, either on our feet or on our knees, right? We're in a nice straight line all the way from our head to our feet or our knees, and we're coming all the way down to the ground, chest and legs on the ground, pressing all the way up, making sure our arms are nice and locked out. Okay, so again, elbows in nice and tight, all the way to the ground, and up. Okay, a couple things you want to avoid is those elbows coming out nice and wide. Not a good position for the shoulder, so make sure you keep the elbows tucked in nice and strong. The other thing you want to make sure is that we are not stopping halfway. Okay, all the way to the ground and all the way up. If that means you have to go to your knees, that's totally fine. We'd rather have you go full range of motion all the way down and all the way up. Okay? Second movement is a V-up or a sit-up. So I'm going to demonstrate a V-up. You're going to line flat on the ground, legs straight, arms overhead, and you're reaching up and sitting up towards your feet. If you need to, just sit up and bend the knees. Try to keep the feet off the ground as much as you can, but as you get tired, it's totally fine to lay all the way down and do another rep. So you're trying to make sure you're getting your back up off the ground, sitting and closing that space. Okay? Or you can do a sit-up, legs are just straight out in front, lie back, and sit all the way up, chest up nice and tall, touch the mat in front of you. Okay? Be careful, if you need to, put a cushion underneath your low back and make sure you're not sliding all over the place. So I hope that everything has gone well up until this point. You've made it through the death by burpees, you've made it through your push-ups and sit-ups or V-ups, and so now you've rested a few minutes, and we're gonna do the last part. So the last part's gonna be for 10 minutes. Every minute, you're gonna do 30 seconds of a wall sit, and the rest of the 30 seconds, you're just gonna rest. So for a wall sit, you're gonna come, feet are gonna be about hip width apart, kind of in that squat stance we talked about on Tuesday, and you're gonna sit against the wall with your knees at about 90 degrees. Okay, your back is nice and flat up against the wall, and your arms are gonna be off your legs. So what you're trying to do is engage your core, squeeze your butt, and try to take tension out of your quads, right? We don't want everything to be in our quads, we want things to be in our butt, and our hamstrings, and in our core. Things you want to avoid, arching that back, and having that low back come off the wall. If you need to check, just touch back there and make sure your whole back is up against the wall. And we want to make sure the knees aren't moving side to side, and we want to try to avoid this, okay? Try to really squeeze through your legs, through your butt, and through your core to keep everything nice and flat against the wall, okay? 30 seconds every minute times 10 minutes. That's it for the workout. Good luck. Hope it goes well.